Please be seated. President Bollinger, on behalf of the Dean, the faculty, and the Columbia College class of 2017, I respectfully ask your permission to begin these Class Day exercises. Thank you. President Bollinger, Vice President Madigan, Dean Valentini, Ms. Wright, distinguished faculty, esteemed alumni, and guests. I am proud to recognize the members of the class of 2017 and mark their shared and individual accomplishments in these Class Day exercises. At this time, I would like to invite Jordana Narin, President of the Columbia College class of 2017 to the podium.
Thank you, Matthew. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's a warm day in the beginning of April, but I'm cooped up deep inside the labyrinth that is our student center, fidgeting on a backless stool that accommodates the near but not quite entire circumference of my behind, crossing my legs the way I've seen in movies. I feel my underarms begin to sweat. Cosmic payback, I assume, for waiting to take my senior portraits until the last possible date. A photographer shifts my neck and angular chin to the left, like I'm a Barbie doll with extremities that swivel, and then tells me to stay put. He reaches for a hanger and grabs a graduation cap and gown. Like an expert, he cocoons me in the light blue polyester, draping it over my body, crowning it atop my head. Then he grabs the mirror, holds it up to my face, and asks what I think. What I think is shit. What I think is, this is actually happening. What I think is, I'm not ready. Staring back at me in the mirror is a girl who looks like she knows what she's doing with her life, or at least what she wants to do with the next 5 to 10 years of it. What a fraud. The photographer puts down the mirror and positions himself behind the camera, aims its lens at my costume self. He asks if I'm all set, and then clicks, before I can respond, before I can say no, wait, I'm not. I wince. Lately, there's this sentiment I've sensed, tiptoeing around our collective consciousness, the one that popped into my head while I was being photographed, that says we're supposed to have it all figured out by now, that says we should be walking out of the iron gates on Broadway and 116th Street this afternoon with a job and apartment, with prospects for a spouse and dog and 2.5 kids. That says we've failed if we still don't know. It wasn't always like this. We enter college as teenagers, relatively unaware of and unexposed to life outside our northern New Jersey suburbs or capital cities across the globe. But we're comfortable in our confusion. We got into Columbia, after all. So we step onto campus and float along for a bit, our bodies filled with hot air, unafraid of the unknown. We join all the clubs, meet all the friends, try all the things. We venture outside of Morningside Heights and make the city our playground. We decide to take Sanskrit. We declare ourselves to be undecided, literally when asked about our majors, and figuratively when asked about anything else. The world is our oyster, and even those of us who keep kosher slurp it up. But then, something happens to deflate us. We get a C on our first Lit Hum essay. We apply to a summer internship and get rejected, or worse, get no response at all. We gain the freshman 15 or the sophomore 17. We spend an entire weekend in bed waiting for a text that never comes. I'm not done. Gradually, and then all at once, we learn the hard way how the foreign can be frightful, the unpredictable, unnerving. And as a result, we start to view our I don't knows as naive and strive for certainties instead. It makes sense. Answers are neater than questions. But in a pressurized race to figure it all out, we've forgotten there's no deadline for uncertainty. We've forgotten that it's okay to not know, forgotten that none of us really do. In an effort to avoid the road less traveled, we've forgotten that the truth is most of us have barely stepped foot on the path. I still don't know what I want to do, where I want to go, who I want to be. And if I figure it out and then change my mind when I'm 23 and when I'm 89 and every day in between, I have to think that makes me lucky. If you wake up tomorrow or in a year or decade from now and decide you no longer know something you once thought you did, I think that makes you lucky too. We're all lucky. We got to spend 4 years at this magical and often infuriating place, asking questions and trying new things and continuously changing our minds. We knew uncertainty was okay. And when we pack up our bags today or tomorrow or this weekend and finally, inevitably, eventually leave this place, this bubble that's about to burst, I hope we remember it still is. The future is ours, 2017. Congratulations, not just for today, but for every day of the past 4 years and every day to come. I love you all. Before I continue, I promised my little brother I would take a selfie, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, thanks. Also, happy early birthday, Brennan. Okay. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce our keynote speaker, President and CEO of United Way of New York City, Sheena Wright. Ms. Wright entered, applause. Ms. Wright entered Columbia at the age of 16. As an undergraduate in Columbia College, she co-founded the Pan-African House, headed the Cultural Affairs Committee of the Black Students Organization, was president of the Rho chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, and lettered in varsity track and field and cross country. She then attended Columbia Law School, where she graduated as a Harlan Fiske Stone Scholar for her outstanding academic achievement. She went on to become the second female African-American lawyer in the history of Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz. As former president and CEO of Abyssinian Development Corporation, she led revitalization efforts in education, housing, economic development, and human services, including the building of the first new public high school in Harlem in over 50 years, the Thurgood Marshall. It's called the Thurgood Marshall Academy for Learning and Social Change. When she took the reins in her current role as president and CEO of United Way of New York City, on the very day that Hurricane Sandy hit, she became the first ever female CEO in the organization's nearly 80-year history. But she met that challenge and many others, actualizing a collective impact strategy, refocusing the organization to ensure that it is connecting people to benefits, driving to double the number of children reading proficiently by 2020, and working to help our struggling neighbors become self-sufficient. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a fierce advocate for children, our neighbors, our community, and each and every one of us, Ms. Sheena Wright.
Wow, good morning, Columbia. Thank you so much for all of that love. Thank you, Jordana. You are a force. Columbia College women in the house. I know we are celebrating 30 years of women at Columbia College, and I am so proud and pleased that the leader of the class of 2017 is the fabulous, fierce Jordana. I want to thank President Bollinger and Dean Tini. Thank you so much for having me. I want to thank the trustees, the faculty, and administration, really for giving me this true honor. I got the chance to process in with the faculty, and the spirit of camaraderie and all of the love that is in this place is truly amazing. This is a special place. I want to thank my family and friends who have joined me today, and all of my comrades from the late 80s, early 90s who marched today. I want to thank you as well. And thank you, class of 2017, for having me. Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, it is always great walking through those gates, remembering my college days. As you heard, I entered Columbia when I was 16, and that was 31 years ago. You can do the math. I was a young girl from the South Bronx who came, yeah, that's right, the Bronx is in the house. I came to Columbia by way of a boarding school in Pennsylvania. The world was very, very different then. Nelson Mandela was still in prison, and apartheid was still the law of the land in South Africa. Graffiti was seen as a public nuisance and not high art, as it is today. Hip-hop was described as a fad that would soon pass away. Ronald Reagan was the president of the United States, passing the torch to George H.W. Bush in my senior year. And when I graduated, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate was over 9%. Yes. Oh, there's more. To add insult to injury, there was no internet. Can you believe that? No cell phones, no personal computers, and there were actually books in Butler. I mean, you actually had to go there and search for them and pull them off the shelves and read them in order to get your work done. I mean, it was just, I know, right? Can you believe that? I distinctly remember I had to write my senior thesis, all 50 pages of it, in longhand. And my dear friend, I know, you guys probably don't even know how to write in longhand anymore, right? My dear friend and sorority sister, who was a master typist, she typed it up for me, and thankfully she edited it heavily along the way. And and she did it on a word processor. You don't know what that is. I then had to sprint across campus to hand it in to none other than Professor Eric Foner, who is here today, one of my heroes. There was no email, people, and thank you, Eric Foner, thank you, Professor Foner, for your stewardship, your guidance, all that you poured into me and so many of us. We are so grateful. While so much about the world and Columbia has changed from the time I walked along College Walk as a student, so much is actually really the same. When I came to Columbia, like most of you, I quickly found my community. The athletes, right, the track team, the revolutionaries on the Black Student Organization, those committed to public service of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. The journey I traveled 31 years ago was actually very much like yours. I became firmly grounded in the core, even as I railed against it like I know you did, right? And like some of you, I know I turned in my last assignment by the skin of my teeth, and I finally passed the dreaded swim test. I mean, I struggled. Like you, as I traveled through Columbia, I made my mark on this place, and it made its mark on me. And like you, I sat in my seat during class day, in the midst of all of the wonderful celebration, in the midst of the cheering and the giving of thanks. I remember sitting here with a healthy dose of anxiety. Anxiety about what's next, what is on the other side of this day. My task for the next few minutes is to give you a little sneak peek about what is on the other side of this day, and to also share with you what I would suggest you need for the journey ahead. And last but not least, class of 2017, I want to share with you what we need so desperately from you. First, what should you expect? What is on the other side of this day? You heard me describe the era I came of age in at Columbia, and the first thing you should expect is that the world will change dramatically and unexpectedly. I think you all probably know this more than most. The global changes politically, economically, and socially in just the span of time that you have been at Columbia have already been dramatic, just unbelievable changes. The question will be, as Columbia graduates, will you be drivers of that change, or will you simply be impacted by it? The second thing you should expect is that on the other side of this day, you will have enormous personal responsibility. And not just paying your student loans, because that is enormous, and they will find you. Not just supporting yourself financially and figuring out how to pay rent and still go out to dinner every once in a while, but also the responsibility that comes from taking care of others. Your family members, children, one day your parents and caregivers even, but also the responsibility of taking care of institutions, the ones that you work for, the ones that you will create, and the ones that you will support, institutions like Columbia, like the United Way. As Columbia graduates, the question will be, how do you execute that responsibility? Will it be with commitment and passion, or will it be half-hearted, grudging, fearful? The third thing I want to share with you is that you will have unexpected personal challenges and unexpected personal triumphs. Some of you I know are planners. I had a classmate, she planned her entire life past Columbia. She was going to get married at 25, start having children at 27, get her doctorate by 29, and be a tenured professor at 31. I, on the other hand, wasn't going to even think about getting married and having children until I was maybe 35. And I was going into the Peace Corps directly out of Columbia, and I was probably going to live in South Africa and be a freedom fighter. That is what I knew. Needless to say, she never got married and had children, and I got married and had my first child immediately after college. Shocking. And I started my career at Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen & Katz, the most preeminent corporate law firm in the world, a far cry from South Africa. That just goes to show that whether you've got it all planned out, or whether you're someone who is a bit more laid back and floats along, regardless, you will have challenges and triumphs that will rock your world. You will deal with death, disease, the loss of a job. You'll be faced with an ethical dilemma at work or at home. And you will have amazing triumphs, winning battles that seemed unwinnable, reaching heights that you could not have imagined, and finding personal fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction that is so deep and abiding that sometimes you just have to pinch yourself, wondering what you did to deserve it all. And the question will be, as Columbia graduates, do you fully appreciate, benefit, and learn from these triumphs and challenges? Or will you just get through them, losing what their full impact is meant to be on your life? I know none of this is rocket science and perhaps seems so obvious to your 20-something selves. Sure, there'll be significant change in the world. Sure, you'll have significant personal responsibilities. And of course, you will have personal challenges and personal triumphs. You've probably experienced all of these things already. But on the other side of this day, the stakes are much higher than they've ever been. And what I want to leave you with is a few suggestions of what you will need on the other side of this day. Some suggestions to help you drive change, execute your personal responsibilities with commitment and passion, and to firmly appreciate, benefit, and learn from the challenges and triumphs that you will face. I will suggest to you 3 things that you will need on the other side of this day. The first is openness. The second is curiosity. And finally, and most importantly, an acute appreciation of your power and influence. Openness. Really, truly being open to hearing and trying to understand a different point of view. Have mercy. We need that so much in the days today. When I told you about my days at Columbia, I described finding my community of athletes, revolutionaries, those committed to public service. But what they really were my tribes. One of the things you learn here is how to become firmly entrenched in a specific ideology. At Columbia, we have been known to draw battle lines around our beliefs and to fight to the death around them. And I understand while you're here, you're coming of age, you're trying to figure out who you are in the world, and it's important to put a stake in the ground. But on the other side of this day, I challenge you, the class of 2017, to be open. Get outside of your tribe and really try and hear and connect with others that have a different point of view. You'll be so surprised by what you can and will accomplish when you do. I run the United Way of New York City. It's a nearly 80-year-old nonprofit that has strong ties to the corporate sector. We are committed to helping low-income New Yorkers achieve a level of self-sufficiency. And I have to tell you that almost half my board, all successful and accomplished people, are Columbia College graduates. There's no surprise there. Across many generations. And many of them, I will tell you, I would have never even talked to during my days on campus. I would have declared them my ideological enemies because they belonged to groups, to tribes that had a different worldview than my own. Others on my board would have been comrades in arms. We would have been getting arrested together as we chained ourselves to Hamilton Hall, like we like to do. But as different as our experiences and points of views were, and even are now, by being open and really willing to listen and hear someone with a different point of view, what you will find is that there is care, commitment, and concern for the very same things. We all want a healthy, vibrant city and nation where there's opportunity for all. Whether we call ourselves Democrats, Republicans, or independents, we all have common goals and desires. And at the United Way of New York City, the institution so many Columbia graduates are responsible for stewarding, we are open and committed to one another to achieve those common goals and desires. And we are having a significant impact and moving the needle for low-income New Yorkers in this city. The second thing you will need on this journey is healthy curiosity. Always try to find the lesson in everything. When you're experiencing challenges and even the triumphs, always ask yourself, what is the lesson in this? How did I get here? What can I learn from this experience to make me better and help others? If Columbia does anything, it stokes your passion for learning. Don't lose it as you move forward. And finally, and this is the most important suggestion I have for you on this journey ahead, know your power. Columbia class of 2017, you have enormous power and influence, and you need to use it well. Your education, your tenacity that brought you to this moment, your experiences, they all endow you with significant power. Even if you don't quite realize it today, even if you are unsure, on the other side of this day, you will walk into situations where you're going to be the most junior person in the room. But your lack of experience does not denote a lack of power. I'm always encouraged by a story told by one of the former mayors of the city of New York, Mayor David Dinkins, who also is a Columbia professor. He told this story about how he was at this very, very fancy banquet, and he was the mayor, and he had his tuxedo on, and he was seated at the table, and the server came around and he had a plate of butter. And Mayor Dinkins said, "I'd like another pat of butter." And the server said, "No, everyone just gets one pat of butter." The mayor said, No, I want another pat of butter. I want some more butter on my bread." And the server said, No, everyone gets one pat of butter. And the mayor said, "Do you know who I am? I am the mayor of the city of New York." And the server said, "Do you know who I am?" And the mayor said, "Well, who are you?" He said, "I'm the guy with the butter." The moral of the story is to realize your power. You've got the butter, but also to appreciate the power of others. Yes. And finally, Columbia class of 2017. In the midst of the world changing as significantly and dramatically as it is, in the midst of executing your tremendous personal responsibilities, in the midst of experiencing your own personal challenges and triumphs, you have an obligation, a duty, a birthright as graduates of Columbia to be open, to be curious, and to use your power to drive change in the world with commitment and passion. Now, why do I say as Columbia graduates? Are these edicts more relevant to you than any other graduates? I say absolutely yes. Columbia is a very special place. I cannot think of another institution with the academic rigor, the grounding in the core that gives you such an expansive foundation. An institution with all of this that sits smack in the middle of one of the most populous, vibrant, and diverse cities on the planet. Yes. Class of 2017, you have a unique responsibility as Columbia graduates to drive change in the world with commitment and passion. The responsibility and example has been passed down from our forefathers, like Alexander Hamilton. If you haven't seen the play, I know you know the soundtrack, right? From my classmates 31 years ago and all of the classes that marched in the procession before you, Columbia is the place that forges leaders that assume awesome responsibilities. And on the other side of this day, we have an extremely divided world, and we need Columbia graduates to be open and lead the way. The challenges that are facing our city, 2.7 million New Yorkers cannot make ends meet, while 83% of those households has somebody that goes to work every single day. We have 70% of children in New York City public schools that cannot read on grade level. Climate change, we have a skills gap where employers cannot find the qualified people they need to fill the jobs that they have. Global terror, racism, discrimination, income inequality. We need you, Columbia graduates, like Alexander Hamilton and many of those that came before, to not only think of your personal success, but to take on the responsibility of solving the problems that are waiting for us on the other side of this day. Because you, Columbia Class of 2017, based on your unique experiences, you actually have what it takes. And it is your birthright and your responsibility to do what I know, what we all know you're capable of doing. And I will end with this. Lin-Manuel Miranda really captured Alexander Hamilton and the words that he ascribed to our forefather, who actually lived in Harlem, by the way. In the brief song in the play, history has its eyes on you. Alexander Hamilton says in this moment, "Let me tell you what I'd wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control of who lives, who dies, who tells your story. I know we can win. I know what greatness lies within you. But remember, from here on in, history has its eyes on you." On the other side of this day, Columbia Class of 2017, history has its eyes on you. Make us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. There is a lot of love here for you today. Thank you. And thank you to the class of 2017 for your passion and dedication to our community. Now, we turn our attention to a few graduates who, like Ms. Wright, have inspired and uplifted our Columbia community during their time here. In each class, there are students who distinguish themselves and their school through superior academic accomplishments and service to others. Over the past few weeks, we have recognized students who have been particularly gracious with their time and talents. Their efforts have enhanced our community in so many ways. At this time, I ask those students who received academic or athletic awards and prizes, were selected as senior marshals, were honored with a graduation cord at a variety of ceremonies, or who were recognized at the Leadership and Excellence Award ceremony or other celebrations to please stand. We applaud your commitment and abilities and are grateful for your contributions to Columbia. I am fortunate to have known and worked alongside so many of you. Yeah, please sit. It is a great honor for me now to present our first Class Day Award, the Charles M. Rolker Prize, to Elsa Matosian Hoover, whose classmates have deemed her worthy of special distinction for scholarship, participation in student activities, preeminence in athletics, or any combination of these. To give just a sampling of Elsa's campus involvement, she is being recognized for her leadership within the Native American and Indigenous communities at Columbia. Elsa has served as coordinator of the Manhattan House for the past 2 years and is a respected senior in the Native American Council. This year, Elsa played a key leadership role in activism against the Dakota Access Pipeline as the principal organizer of Columbia's Standing Rock Teach-In. The only undergraduate student serving on the New York City Stands for Standing Rock Collective and a key contributor to the nationally noted Stand Rock syllabus. Please join us in congratulating Elsa. I would now like to invite Lisa Holaba, Dean of Academic Planning and Administration, to present the recipients of this year's academic awards.
Good morning. On behalf of the faculty, it is now my honor to present 4 awards for academic achievement: the Albert Asher Green Memorial Prize, the David B. Truman Alumni Award, and the honors of Salutatorian and Valedictorian. The Albert Asher Green Memorial Prize was established by Mr. and Mrs. Asher Green in memory of their son, Albert Asher Green, class of 1914. This prize is awarded to the senior who has been a student in good standing in the college for at least 3 years and who has made the best record of scholarship. The 2017 prize, it is awarded to Dayalan Rajaratnam. Dayalan is graduating this year with both a major in financial economics and a concentration in mathematics, and he has not only established a record that his faculty describe as extraordinary in these subjects, but he has also performed at the highest level in all of the coursework that he's taken toward the core curriculum. As a result, Dayalan has earned the distinction of graduating with the highest grade point average for the class of 2017. Congratulations, Dayalan. The David B. Truman Alumni Award was established to honor David B. Truman, former dean of the college, and is given to the Columbia College student who has made the most distinguished contribution to the academic affairs of the college. This year's recipient is George Liu. In 2015, George, who was graduating with a major in economics, was one of the winners of the Core Scholars Competition after creating a 3D printed miniature torso that was inspired by Plato's Republic. He then served from 2015 to 2017 on the Core Scholars Committee, organizing the yearly competition and serving as one of its judges. Furthermore, from 2015 to 2017, George served as a student representative on the Committee on the Core, where he not only contributed to discussions held among the faculty chairs of the various core classes, but he also helped to select the winners of the Core Preceptor Teaching Awards. Congratulations, George. From among those students with the highest GPAs in the class, the Salutatorian and Valedictorian are selected by the Faculty Committee on Honors, Awards, and Prizes. To make their selections, the committee relies on faculty recommendations for these students that speak to the strength, breadth, depth, and rigor of their academic achievements, as well as the evidence of their intellectual promise, their character, and their achievements outside the classroom. I am now pleased to recognize the Salutatorian for the class of 2017, Wang Hui-Yu. Hui-Yu, who is graduating with a major in art history and a concentration in anthropology, also studied abroad in spring 2016 at Columbia's Reed Hall program in Paris. She speaks French and Mandarin, as in currently learning German. A Lok Cheng Kim Foundation Scholar for Art History from 2014 through 2017, she has interned at the American Federation of Arts through the Columbia Arts Experience, the Asia Art Archive in America, and Singapore's National Gallery, and she's currently developing workshops which she will facilitate at Singapore's Open Festival in summer 2017, which is a public engagement initiative of the Singapore International Festival of Arts. Hui-Yu also serves as a board member for the Columbia University Artist Society, and she is a volunteer with Read Ahead, a nonprofit organization that matches elementary school students with reading mentors for weekly reading sessions. Congratulations, Hui-Yu. I am now pleased to recognize the valedictorian for the class of 2017, Michael Abalafia. Michael, who is graduating with a major in English, was inducted into Junior Phi Beta Kappa in January of this year. In summer 2016, he received the Richmond B. Williams Traveling Fellowship to conduct independent research at the BBC's Written Archive Centre in Reading, England, where he uncovered writings by major 20th century authors which were unknown to current scholars, and he hopes to publish these findings later this year. Michael is co-editor of the Book of Jade, a book-length scholarly edition of a collection of Victorian poetry, and also of Dead Reckonings, a scholarly periodical in the field of Gothic literature. His writing has been featured in the New York Daily News, Brooklyn Magazine, and literary journals such as Tincture, Lovecraft Annual, Spectrum Realms, Sunlit, and the Edison Literary Review. Next year, he will return to England to pursue graduate studies in the master's program in English at the University of Oxford. Please help me congratulate Michael and welcome him to the podium.
I was worried that I would get up here and forget how to read, but okay. Thank you for that very generous introduction, Dean Hollabaugh. In my younger and more vulnerable years, in the long ago of my first semesters at Columbia, when I was still using lines from famous American novels by F. Scott Fitzgerald as introductions, I felt a tremendous sense of anxiety about the idea of tradition. A university as storied and decorated as Columbia is bound to feel solemn, hallowed. When arriving in Morningside Heights for the first time during NSOP, I remember studiously reading a list of dozens of activities, traditions, songs, myths, and legends that, for some, are emblems of what it means to be a Columbia student. There's Orgo Night and Alma Mater's Owl. There's the tree lighting ceremony and long afternoons at the Hungarian pastry shop. There's Primal Scream and a familiar roster of must-take classes with starry professors. Some of these traditions are sort of institutional. Others bloom organically across generations of students. But as much as we can find joy and fascination and mystery in this history, I wonder too if the Platonic ideal of a Columbia student, a person defined by his or her participation in a certain set of activities or commitments, isn't somehow misleading. 4 long and rewarding years have passed since NSOP, and I doubt if I've partaken in more than a handful of these traditions. My regrets are few, although this, like most things, is seasonal. I can't talk about what a Columbia experience is or isn't, but I can talk about what it is or isn't for me. I wonder if there is such a thing as a typical or average Columbia experience at all. The lived realities of myself and my peers seem to indicate otherwise. It's easy and simple and reassuring to suggest that we're all bound to one another through a shared set of traditions. But as I've come to understand through reading literature and through life, it's misguided to seek takeaways or life lessons that are this rigidly formulaic and one-size-fits-all. Figuring out the real questions one has, as opposed to searching for answers, is a far more important and far more difficult undertaking. Columbia is not only its traditions or its legacy, but an ongoing, unfolding set of potential opportunities. For me, Columbia was a 4-year series of useful occasions. An occasion to question and even distrust my own motives and compulsions, an occasion to intimately understand humility by exposing myself to brilliance, an occasion to perform secret kindnesses for friends and strangers because many of the most important things that we've done aren't listed on our resumes, an occasion to cultivate my inner life to the best of my ability, an occasion to succeed and to falter, an occasion to consider and frequently abandon the traditions that feel neat, identifying, comforting, uniting. Life and its problems don't have ready-made answers. There are no easily digestible roadmaps to becoming the good citizens, saints, and sages that we all dream of becoming. Traditions are made every day. The moment they restrict you, you're being called to forge your own. But Columbia has changed my life, and I think has changed all of us, by offering a guided space to know myself, to look inward before looking outward, to wonder. The friendships I've made, the professors I've studied with, Those elements that have come to define my time at Columbia, in short, have taught me a great deal about what the writer Bell Hooks wisely called the complex accounting of life. To put things in perspective, weigh things, to see what different moral universes and worldviews have to offer. In thought and in action, the rest is up to us. Here's to our own expectations, our own traditions, our own varied experiences, which come not from a history that's been left to us, but from the 1,172 histories that we all as individuals are in the process of creating. Congratulations to the remarkable class of 2017. I would now like to call forward Doug Wolf, graduate of the Columbia College class of 1988 and current president of the Columbia College Alumni Association. Doug, who graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Physics, was on the wrestling team, dorm council, board of managers, and performed as a piano accompanist to a variety of student musicians. Today, he is a leading intellectual property attorney at the firm of Wolf Greenfield in Boston, where he works with clients from startups to multinational corporations on a wide variety of matters, including counseling on patents, trademarks, licensing, and litigation. Doug has been recognized by his peers and international organizations with awards for both his professional work and his support to the business community. He has also written many articles and has appeared on television and radio. Please join me in welcoming Doug Wolf to the podium.
On behalf of the almost 50,000 alumni of Columbia College, I welcome students, parents, family, and friends. Congratulations, Columbia College class of 2017. I understand that this could be the best class ever. Today, we honor your hard work and commitment that has allowed you to accomplish this goal. As alumni, we are proud and impressed by the heights that you have reached at Columbia, and we are thrilled to have you join us in the next and lifelong phase as a Columbian. You may have graduated from Columbia College, but your connection to the school and its community has not ended. As you join the ranks of many former students before you, you will find that so much of your future, your choices, and your experiences will have you reflecting on your time here at Columbia College. You had lessons both inside and outside the classroom that will continue to bear fruit in your future endeavors in ways that you cannot foresee. Your experiences here as individuals and as a class will shape you more than you can imagine today. From the core curriculum to jumbo slices at Coronet, from College Walk to that city out there, these experiences have connected generations of Columbians before and will continue to after you. Now you are a lifelong member of our Columbia College Alumni Association and will embody it, perhaps lead it, into the future. Enjoy this moment, remember your classmates, keep in touch. This is an important network, both socially and professionally, that can support you for the rest of your life. The Columbia College Alumni Association will be the hub that unites you with your classmates or other alumni with similar interests or the faculty who will still have much to share. We look forward to having you join our thousands of engaged alumni. We look forward to working with newly minted alumni to form our leadership ranks now and long into the future to teach us where to go as an organization. But we need you to be involved. In the same way that you have shaped the college during your 4 years on campus, we know that you can help us to continue to build our dynamic alumni community with your energy, your passion, and your relentless pursuits of excellence. Interview prospective students, mentor current students, gather your classmates together for social events and professional networking. Stay connected to the faculty and energize the Columbia departments with your newfound knowledge. Once again, congratulations to the Columbia College class of 2017. It is now my honor to present 3 awards on behalf of the Columbia College Alumni Association. The Alumni Prize is awarded to Brennan Keene Mendez. Brennan has been judged by classmates to be the most faithful and deserving. Brennan served as vice president on the Columbia College Student Council for the class of 2017. He helped found and chair the Mental Health Task Force, pushing for more diversity on the counseling and psychological services staff so that students of all identities would be represented when seeking counsel. Brennan was also a member of the Advisory Committee on Socially Responsible Investing, leading Columbia to be the first university in the nation to divest from private prisons. I understand this is the abridged version, too, so congratulations. Brennan is a true champion of social justice, leading the way to what is right rather than following crowds. Congratulations, Brennan. The Robert Lincoln Carey Memorial Prize is awarded to Jeremy Cooper. Jeremy, who through a combination of leadership qualities best exemplifies the ideals which Robert Lincoln Carey sought to engender in the students of Columbia College. Jeremy created events including Basement BBQ, and Halloween Extreme Extravaganza to build community in occasionally overlooked areas of residence life. He served as chair of Dunk, mentoring Harlem middle school students, and was a corporate development intern for Hilton Worldwide Business Insights and an analytics intern with the NBA. His positivity, attention to detail, and passion for involvement at Columbia are greatly appreciated by both staff members and peers. Congratulations, Jeremy. The Alumni Association Achievement Award is given to Anuj Sharma, who is Anuj, who is judged to be most outstanding in qualities of mind, character, and service to the college. Anuj served as the Columbia College Student Council Vice President for Finance and brought an intelligent, empathetic, and measured approach to decision-making. In this role, Anuj was lauded for a commitment to transparency, integrity, and inclusivity, and spent hours of each day discussing and dissecting challenging and difficult decisions. Anuj has a natural candor and affable spirit that is imparted upon us all. Congratulations, Anuj. It is now my pleasure to introduce the co-chairs of the class of the 2017 Senior Fund Committee. Ravi Jain Sinha and Lainey McGahee for the presentation of the class gift.
Thank you, Doug. Over the past few weeks, we have lived out both the joys and the sorrows of experiencing our Columbia Lass. These moments have shaped our experiences as students of Columbia College. Though our individual adventures have all been unique, we can nonetheless unite over our shared journey of being students at this incredible university.
The Senior Fund is one way of making these moments possible for future students. A way for our class to give back to incoming Lions, and to ensure that they get to experience all of the things that have made our time here so transformative and memorable, especially given that only 60% of our experience here is funded by tuition. Together, over 400 members of our class have made a gift this year. Additionally, some seniors have opted into Dean Valentini's 3-2-1 challenge, committing to give for 3 years, attend 2 alumni events, and challenge one friend to do the same. This level of participation qualifies us for an exceptionally generous $100,000 matching gift from Charles Santoro, class of 1982.
None of our work this year would have been possible without the tireless energy and effort of the Senior Fund Executive Committee. Please stand so we can thank you for your dedication this year. It's been fantastic working with you. Thank you. Dean Valentini, please join us. It is an honor to present you with the senior class gift. This scroll and book contain the names and signatures of the senior donors who have made our success possible.
And to the class of 2017, we feel incredibly lucky to be part of a class that cares so much about the future of this university. Thank you for your enthusiasm, for your passion, and for your love of each other and for our school.
Remember that you are a part of the Columbia family for life, so stay connected and continue to be active members of this incredible community. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Good morning. President Bollinger, President Wolf, President Wright, I'm surrounded by presidents this morning, trustees of the university, Vice President Madigan, faculty colleagues, alumni in the parade of classes, and especially members of the class of 1967 who will soon celebrate their 50th reunion. Family and friends, welcome again to Columbia College Class Day. And to you, the 1,172 members of the class of 2017, congratulations. Today is your Class Day. At the senior dinner 2 weeks ago, I told you, the class of 2013, that you were a 10, as in the highest rank on a scale of 1 to 10, and said that you were one of only 4 classes in the 263-year history of Columbia College that could be a 10. I gave this as a puzzle for you to solve, because I always have a puzzle at senior dinner. And the answer, which many of you figured out right away, given that you are Columbia College students, was that only 4 Columbia College class years have digits that add up to 10. 1801, 1900, 2008, and 2017. But in saying that the class, But in saying that the class of 2017 was a 10, I was offering more than a puzzle. I was leading up to today's Class Day speech to say something more and something more significant. To be ranked 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 means to be complete, to lack nothing. The academic regalia you are each wearing signifies that as a graduate, you have become complete and lack nothing according to the requirements of Columbia College. You have completed the core curriculum, a major or a concentration, or more than one, at least 124 credits, and, as Sheena Wright indicated, 1 swim test. That accomplishment is what you sought when you enrolled at the college, and each of you will be congratulated individually for that individual achievement. Your name will be called today. You will have a handshake with me and then with President Bollinger, and cheers from family and friends. But at senior dinner, I ranked you as a class as a 10, to focus your attention on you as a group, who together are complete, lacking for nothing, when all 1,172 of you are considered together, joined together, added up, just as the digits in 2017 add up to 10. There is enormous pressure for each of us individually to aspire to be complete, to lack for nothing, right now and always. There's a serendipity today. This is in Jordana's remarks as well. Thank you, Jordana, whose vocabulary I can't use in front of a microphone, but I can endorse. Jordana is evidence that Jersey Girl should be a compliment, not a diss. Each of us will make mistakes, be confused, misjudge situations, fall short, perform inadequately. Completeness, lacking for nothing individually, will elude most of us. Should we stop trying? No. Rather, we should adjust our sights from the individual outcome to the individual effort, as I have expressed to you many times with the maxim, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And we should also adjust our sights, more importantly, from an exclusive emphasis on ourselves individually to what we can do together. Because what each of us can achieve together can exceed even what the most nearly complete of us can achieve alone. To say that you, the class of 2017, is a 10 by adding you up the way the digits 2017 add up to 10 is actually a flawed metaphor. It implies that the whole of you is simply the sum of you individually. But that isn't true because of a concept called synergy. The term synergy, meaning working together, conveys that the creation of a whole is actually can be greater than the simple sum of its parts. Synergy is created when individual parts interact such that their value goes beyond that contributed by each individual part. That is true of inanimate entities. A great sports car is great because of the interaction of its components, not their individual excellence. Our Columbia campus is majestic because of the relationship among its buildings, a relationship that gives a value that transcends their individual architectural merit. It is even more important in human endeavors. Our Columbia a cappella group, Notes and Keys, is more than the voices of its individual singers. And the true value of the Columbia College core curriculum is the relationship of the works you read, a value that far exceeds the value of reading any of them individually. This kind of synergy was our goal when we brought you all to campus 4 years ago. We admitted you to Columbia College because we believed that you were the applicants best able to profit from and contribute to the experience of Columbia College, best able to create a synergy that would enhance your individual success and satisfaction. It is what has brought you to this place today. It is the synergy that enabled your beginner's mind. You have contributed, yes indeed, you have contributed to the undergraduate experience of each other as artists, writers, scientists, athletes, and entrepreneurs, to create a collective value that goes well beyond the sum of your individual contributions. Sheena Wright has told us how she contributed to and profited from her experience here at Columbia College. In an interview with Columbia College Today, the college alumni magazine that all of you will soon begin receiving, she said of her undergraduate years, quote, "It was a great way to learn about organization and leadership. How do you organize a collective around an issue and achieve results," unquote. She not only majored in history and sociology, but as she has already told you, she was active in many groups and activities on campus. And these communities, these experiences, helped her land where she is today. In fact, when she received the John Jay Award for Distinguished Professional Achievement from Columbia College last year, Sheena spoke of the, and I quote, "scaffold of love and support and nurturance that came from every strata of this place, including her classmates, her professors, her coach, the financial aid and dining hall staff, even the deans. She said others saw in her what she didn't and instilled in her the confidence that helped her grow. Today, Sheena's work continues to depend on a very particular synergy. The United Way, the organization that she leads, uses what is called a collective impact approach to bring families out of poverty. This approach brings together different entities, corporate, community, and government partners, to achieve a result, a whole, that the entities could not achieve alone, a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. I urge you to seek out endeavors that offer that synergy, that give you the opportunity to achieve more working with others than you yourself could. Even if you think you individually can get a rating of 10 from your boss in that performance evaluation, even if you think that big research proposal you are writing by yourself will score a 10 from the reviewers, even if you think the judges will award you a 10 for your solo musical performance. Because the act of working together with others might lead to something better for everyone working together, even you. You might be an 11 or a 12, not just a 10, because that synergy scale goes well above 10. That synergy is what multiplies the value of Columbia College. 4,500 students, 1,000 faculty, 300 staff members, and nearly 50,000 alumni of Columbia College, whose interactions make something of greater value than the sum of our individual contributions. It is the reason I can say Columbia College is the greatest college in the greatest university in the greatest city in the world. Through the Columbia College Alumni Association, we hope you will continue to profit from and contribute to that synergy, to contribute to the lives of other Columbians, to your own classmates, to other alumni who have preceded you, to the students who will come after you. And all along the way, take with you Pantone 292. The blue that surrounds you today, the blue that I introduced you to at Convocation on August 26, 2013, on this very spot, as a visual reminder of your connections to one another. And even more importantly, take with you every day and use Beginner's Mind. It is the secret to your success. As Sheena said, you will find yourselves in rooms when you will be the least experienced people. That's a real advantage because, as you know, in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. Despite your expertness today, continue to be a beginner. That will be the secret to your success. So I will close by saying thank you for coming to Columbia College. Thank you for all that you have taught me, and yes, you have. Thank you for all that you have taught us. Thank you for what you have taught one another. Thank you for what you have given to Columbia. Congratulations to all of you, to your families, to your professors, to your coaches, to your advisors, to your mentors. Class of 2017, you are not only a 10, you are the best class ever. I now have the pleasure of introducing Lee C. Bollinger, President of Columbia University. Lee became Columbia University's 19th president in 2002 and is the longest-serving Ivy League president. Under his leadership, Columbia stands at the very top rank of great research universities, distinguished by comprehensive academic excellence, an innovative and sustainable approach to global engagement, and this institution's most ambitious campus expansion in over a century. And he is leading our great university into a new capital campaign, Columbia Commitments, which is dedicated to creating ever more synergies between students and faculty to make our contribution to our world ever greater. President Bollinger is Columbia's first Seth Low Professor of the university, a member of the law school faculty, and one of the country's foremost First Amendment scholars. His most recent book is Uninhibited, Robust, and Wide Open, a free press for a new century. President Bollinger is the person who tomorrow at commencement will confer on you, quote, the degree for which you have qualified, unquote. I will recommend you for that degree, but only he can confer it. and you will not actually graduate until he does. So please, give a most hearty and appreciative welcome to President Bollinger.
I want to extend my warmest congratulations as well to you, the class of 2017, and to the parents and families and friends. And since I will be speaking to you tomorrow, as Jim just said, I don't want you to become tired of me, and I will be very brief this morning. There are really just two things that I want to say. The first is about the importance of the kind of education you have received and its relation to the state of the world we are living in today. Personally, I have to say, I have never admired the liberal arts curriculum, and especially ours, with its rich and authentic core curriculum, nor believed it to be more meaningful and practical for a society than I do at this moment. If I could do anything right now, I would mandate that every political leader in the world return to school. Preferably to Columbia, and to learn the basic intellectual skills and the substance of a liberal arts education. Over time, many people have tried to articulate the rationales for the study of the liberal arts. In today's world, I see anew its role. To know, or to have studied seriously, the reflections on life, beauty, ethics, power, and politics, and many other subjects of the finest minds over many centuries, that, at the very least, makes one conscious of the constraints on our naturally undisciplined minds that are needed for a civilized society. Constraints like reason, the requirement of giving coherent explanations for what we believe and do, and living within the boundaries of fundamental principles such as justice and the rule of law. The liberal arts education, through immersion, practice, and repetition, makes us capable of being embarrassed if we fall short of living by these constraints. We seem to be losing that capacity for self-embarrassment. There are special moments in history, typically right after people have suffered some grievous breakdown of civilization, when remedies are sought and new programs are introduced to make what has just happened less likely to happen in the future. Such was that remarkable period right after the devastation of World War I, when the core curriculum was conceived, as were the Pulitzer Prizes, and as were the very first Supreme Court cases defining what freedom of speech and press mean. Or following the Second World War, when the School of International and Public Affairs was created, and general studies, and more broadly, the United Nations and the Universal Declaration on Human Rights and the array of international organizations we live with today. It is worth asking whether we are about to enter another such fertile period. Our efforts at Columbia to become more engaged with the world's issues, from our neighborhood to the nation and onto the world, by bringing the capacities of the Academy, along with outside partners to help solve human problems, certainly arise out of a belief that the world's problems have moved way ahead of our capacities to address them, and universities need to step forward to help. But my main point is that you have received what you have received here at Columbia and in Columbia College is the very, very best of what a liberal arts education can offer and do. I hope that you do not now or ever take it for granted, and I hope you insist on its relevance to whatever part of the world you choose to spend your life. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you, President Bollinger. Now, we invite each graduate to the stage for recognition. Advisors from the James H. and Christine Turk Barrick Center for Student Advising, who have supported these students throughout their Columbia careers, have the honor of reading the names of each graduate as they process across the stage to be congratulated by Dean Valentini and President Bollinger. I ask that you please refrain from applause until all members of the class have returned to their seats.
Jordana Sophie Narin. Michael J. Abolafia. Huang Hui Hui. Alexander Akira Tin. Mark Stevenson Brathwaite. Caleb Allen Oldham. Winna Huang.
Christina Geo Park. She doesn't have a park.
Kristen Nagio Park. Nicholas Wolferman. Madison Rush Jones. Brennan Keene Mendez. Sean Francis Ryan. Jake Drobner. Julia Megan Davis Porada. Jesus Christopher Reyes Rodriguez. Derek Lee. Louisa Carpenter Winch. Jessica Dawn Swanson. Kanal Sanjeev Kanodia. Tanae Bandaker. Amar Zaidi. Christopher Chen. Brianna Renee Leslie Sky. Elsa Matusian Hoover. Anuj Sharma. Jeremy Cupper. Colin Howard. Andrea Y. Aranyano. Kareem Nader. Lainey McGahee. Ravi Jane Sinha. Dialan Rajaratnam. George Leo. Jennifer Paula Petrovich. Vincent Song. Franco Madalena. Natana Hadas Markovitz. Nicoletta Alexapulo. Jorge Santiago Peña Torres. Kenna Marie Arana. Stephanie Eileen Moreno. Hannah Hart. Susan Laura Zhao. William Michael Cornacchia. Richard Politti. Lauren River Swerdloff. Sophie Francis McAllister. Kyron Wakewan Griffith. Hao Sean Yuen. Katie Sue. Kyriakis Morkakas. Sorry. David Matola. Petros Chromidas. Taylor Vanessa Smith. Brianna Lee Brown. Seung Lee. Kevin Choi. Rodrigo Manubens. Lily Schussler. Zenalonia Sockwell. Evan Tarr. Benjamin Lozana Drachman. Andre Stillman Adams. Kunal Jatin Shah. Alok Nimgaongar. Ryan F. Abushakra. Tracy Ting Sao. Sarah Anissa Wright. Rohan Zhang. Christy Alex Jenkins. Jennifer Marie Olson. Emma Bettel Bokler. Eluan Chai Taraskevich, Camille Smooth Peterson, Mia Perez, Vivian Chen, Kathan Rao, Kevin Patrick Zeitz, William Brandon Rodriguez, Cowan Imsa Kulrat, Benjamin Aaron Libman, Chase Michael Morris, E.G. Jung, Phoebe Alexis Judge, Jesus Abraham Moravalle, Rebecca Hope Gelman, Bradley Gerard Davison, Zoe Mitrofanis, Zachary Charles Flick, Alexandra Villarreal, Gabriella Ann Levy, Kevin Christopher Pollock, Samuel Cheng Shi Shao, Damon X. Hart, Olamide Adeniyi, Sarah Dupay Sirnoa Kuranga, Elizabeth Dakota Monroe, Adanma Chiamara Raymond, Eugene Jenny Jang, Shreyas Visapragada, Judy Zoe, Elizabeth Che Yun Ju,
Dorothy Fang, Rebecca Fei Fang, Xiaoming Wang, Tamuno Tonya Brown, Sue Park, Demi Henriquez, Sarah Briggs Reed, Imani Jalen James, Gabriel Hernaiz de Jesus, Alina Fazli, Matthew Edward Tremblay, Alia Padilla, Ayaka Shinozaki, Asha Banerjee, Emily Claggett, Emily Atterbury Burns, Isabella Michelle Sturman Rosner, Sean Brennan, Tai Kwong Lee, Karen Yuan, Claudia Patricia de la Valle, Miranda Sarah Rebecca Cantor, Tiffany Holly Warmuth, Christina P. Tugas, Tristan Cara Moon, Kelly Ren Liu, Catherine Ju Kim, Christopher Yum, Zhan Jing Lee, Jameson Randall McBride, Kevin Palma, Raimundo Pantoja, Ria Ashley Shen, Jesse Alexander Silbert, Kalina Misiolek, Uniambasi Udo, Anna Jesurun, Rua Chen Shi, Amelia Louise Edwards, Elena Melodia Klein, Yijing Zhan, Mira Franco, Tara Lynn Blevins, Corey Anahi Porosniku Rodriguez, Faisal Ibne Dilil Dayan, Ramona Bledea, Jennifer Jinsuk Yu, Emily May Lau, Amelia Lorette Follett, Divya Agarwal, Brian Douglas Manzo, Raymond Kwan Lee, Emily Chen, Lorna May Hale, Sophia Kunyushe, Ria Taylor, Genesis Garfio, Rachel Kopunova, Shenglian Hong, Su Chen Yang, Yang Chu, Lauren Eliza Greenberg, Maya Ramachandran, Courtney Lee Dennis, Christopher Z. Wen, Farah Taslima, McKenna Gilliland, Erin Elise Flowers, Ellen D. Page, Cheyenne Courtney Stewart, Elizabeth Ratzi, Madison Schmidt McCarthy, Mariano Nunez, Ian Covert, Kanika Verma, Jane Yu, Rebecca Chu Ren, Irit Hook Kuruvilla, Willie Guo Dong, Hardik Devang Shah, Whitney Shannon Alam, Tiffany Pham, Pratishta Yerakala, Alejandra Maria Castano, Linda Naomi Blanken, Katie Wang, Diana Tang Wan, Jacqueline H. Liu, Brooke Chapin Robbins, Christopher Young, Joy Chang, Jamie Chinji Chang, Philip Jeffrey, Michael Robert Miskovsky, David Levi Medoff, Weston Jackson, Tomer Solomon Mate, Christoph von Polot, Jason Galley, Thomas Kingman Rutten, Justin M. Bluel, Hyun Kim, Sun Ho Han, Ji Hee Yoon, Chan Ho Yoon, Christine Kim, Thomas N. Cho, Neha Nataraj, Luis Efren Rodriguez, David Dye, Colin Loke Pating, Ahana Macon, Albert Park, Ethan Masahiro Wu, Koi Man Nguyen, Stephen T. Fan, Claire Su Huang, Kavya Srivashankar, Saityasri Tapi, Megan Maria Felder, Cheryl Ann Crespo, Grayson Potter, Kendall Charles Pace, Nathan Lee Gibbs,
Elsbeth Louise Kane, Helen Mingwen Chen, Amy Sia, Annie Sun, Hong Su, Samantha Ting, Adrian Oscar Montoto, Jason Lee Reed, Kevin Yu, Jonathan Sun, Helen Yang, Akiku Umura, Candace Michelle Simone Fuller, Kevin Chen, Emma Claire O'Hanlon, Christy Curtia Korn, Rebecca Claire Fisher, Maya Veifi Anand, Isabel Claire McGrory Kleiza, Zachary Charles Henneman, Michael James Alvarez, Tolu Obikunle, Mitchell Zhang, Yu King Wu, Christine Samantha Wong, Emily Hu, Dylan Shannon Larac, Paula Elena Luz Gaither, Xingxing Zhang, Jabril Cook, George Andrew Schuyler Van Amsen, Maya Vikram Pandit, Sophia Elizabeth Gorham, Juliana Del Pilar Cuartas, Catherine Patrice Kester, L. Shana Woznicki, Allison Alana Mallon, Leah Marie Hayes, Wendy Fang, Lilia Jimenez, Andrea Pacheco, Francis Paola Reyes Orzoco, Terry Lee, Justin William Amonetti, Catherine Lorraine Pellerin, Benjamin Coombs, Nadine Salah Talat, Nadine Fatale, Tanisa Singh, Caleb Murray Bozeman, Hannah Rose, Neil Kosla, Alexander Loinig, Tara Chand Lal, Katie Risner Mickman, Ricardo DeLuca Ituma, Kendall Jaron Jackson, Luke Joseph Petrasek, Christopher Matthew McComber, Jeffrey Reginald Kobe, Ahmed Mrad, Talal Tukan, Alyssa Paul, Kathy Guo, Isaac Slater, Jonathan Koptiev, Lear Hoffman, Nicholas Zarowski, Partha Sharma, Kyle Patel, Scott Michael Turter, Danielle Croswell, Sama Asali, Samuel Abraham Paland, Lucas Phillips Heller, Mateo Leibowitz, William Otto Wilson Peoples, Brock James Kenyon, Benjamin Powell Kaplan, Charles Melka, Anthony Bonades, Tiago Crespo Palmisano, David Jimenez Restrepo, Richard Pham, Brian Aubrey Smith, Christopher Grant, Danielle Gray Jacobs, Sean Hossein Hadavi, Troy Ronald Hembury, Christopher Michael Areas, Matthew John Leshinger, Nikita Oleg Bodarenko, Johnson Mai, Vincent Palone, Michael Milton Fetchett, Austin Victor Conacher, Edward Chayu Dwan, Nikhil Raghav Bharadwaj, Gregory Swang, Bradley John Coburg, Darius Ansari, Diego Anel, Cheng Kai Hu, Jacqueline Chula, Adil Mughal, Christopher Derek George, Nicholas Mamel, Raphael Shai Norwitz, Christopher Caleb Allison, Jeffrey Danielo Rivas, Joselito Antonia Caceres, Nicholas Edwards, Nea Andrea Hollister Bernier,
Tara Zareen Motade, Rekha Priscilla Kennedy, Nikita Mary Singaretti, Jordana Gabrielle Fremad, Alexandra Mary O'Keefe, Gabrielle April Aaliyah Myers, Madeline Claire Matthews, Eliana Canefield, Simon Schwartz, Salvatore Vito Borgagnone, Forrest Lindbergh Davis, Faison Kotari, Alemonte Tedla, Michael Sani, Mainatala Hegazi, Lorenzo Jordan Bradford. Where did he go? It's not. Maya Kapelnikova, Samantha Rose Trabuco, Alexandra Medway, Luna Eve Ray, Angela Mestre, Olivia Ann Nutter, Elise Kaliana Guarna, Shavrani Patak, Sarah Park, Lauren De La Fuente, Sofia Therese Laruel, Freeland Ellis, Robert Holland, Kunal Anutha Kamuth, Julian Ernst Wright, Emily Ann Lang, Emma Catherine Iconetti, Jenny Latova, Tatina Mal Sharkar, Renata Rogers Castillo, Benjamin Gottziner, Ben Sklar Kremenser, Gregory Conrad Spalding, Joshua Benjamin Sudman, Drew Morrill Johnston, Audrey Elena Watkins, Britton Louisa Bonning, Michael Vlad Kostin, Corbett Johnson Walser, Mary Catherine Fitzpatrick, Emmanuel Ray Walton, Trevor Alexander Doctor, Noah Liam Rivkin, Channing Prend, John Francis Mello, Emma Olivia Volk, Swetha Kodali, Jared Michael Katz, Gregory Allen Watson, Cameron Miles Dunn, Denzel DeKimbre, Ture Douglas, Joseph Tanner Terry, Isam Fraha, Yasim Urelki, Miriam Belgetti, Anna Grace Nwusu, Thomas Edward Norman, Maria Anna Mavromatis, Adita Nair, Eliza Rose Feinberg, Aloia Stephanie Caballero, Christina Pellin, Laura Hunter, Jasmine Elisa Feliciano, Felipe de Avila Belbut Perez, Claire Wang Chen, Kelly Zhang, Fernanda Vanessa Pacheco, Yulia Landon, Malika Patkar, Alexandra White, Tarush Shrey, Eva Krasimir Gumnishka, Hala Musavi, Claire H. Suh, Madeline Delaney Hunter, Lydia Peterson Nagohut, Karen Tong, Isabel Rothberg, Sophia Hill, Julia Shiman Zhang, Amy Wang, James Heppenstall, Kian Madigan, Emily Mann, Eric Clement Dupier Nelson, Michael Paul Starr, Jacob Miles Seidman, Bianca Marie Guerrero, Ava Kenya Ixime, Shreya Dital, Jose Francisco Miguel Alexis Treasure, Juan Carlos Castrejeon, Annabel Blanco, Maria Antonia Dioreo, Samantha Faye Bottom Tanzer, Peter Tewksbury Colby Giaradu, Richard Thomas Wolfe, Jonathan Eric Josephson Lesser, Brian Edward Solinder, Rahul Kapoor, Gabriel Nicholas Uribe, Matthew Mark Taylor, Alexandra Kathleen Schurer,
Monique Jones Sophia Williams, Kyra Chanel Sampson, Maria Maldonado, Jasmine Cleo Afima Akufo, Ashley Imani Cartwright, Lucy Marita Jacob, Kylie Werner, Natalia Romano Spica, Jacqueline Olga Basulto, Mark Philip Villanueva James, Carol Show, Alexandra Howard, Anna Miran Carano, Juliana Morez Liu, Diana Liang, Sachi Alamprabhu Patil, Rachel Gita Tartura Titus, Kevin James Staples, Benjamin Philip Davidoff, Adriana Perez Rotondo, Theodora Elaine Davis, Alex Brzezowski, Jillian Knoll, Madeline Clark Steinberg, Carolyn Kang, Adam Lieber, Carl Yin, Makita Johannes, Anna Elizabeth Roskin, Isabel Maria Naria, Megan Ann Kincaid, Solomon Gabriel Seckler, Blake Carlton Halman, Jessica Ariel Pesco, Emily Grace Sasso, Anne Carolyn Negavani, Maria Montserrat Martinez, Sehun Sean Choi, George Hugh, Graham Stanley Gobeski, Bennett Wilcox, Juliette Brooks, Jacob Namdi Ambara, Jonathan Brandon Young, Christine Adrian Nelson, Joseph Michael Rosales, Jacqueline Marie Kovarik, Melina Galana, Justin Chang, Natasha Burachparasi, Hoon Yu Yan, Catherine Moon, Alex Lee, Jonathan Rong Lee, Frank Wang Zong, Jack Jia Wong Chen, Joshua Andrew Lewin Jacobs, Ian Adam Hewitt, Antonia Huerta, Patricia Pao Jove, So Han Jian, Anissa Hariro, Janine Ryu, Alma Samantha Perez, Yves Maximilian Tseng, Audrey Shi, Danting Liu, Angela Wang, Shrikar Vadraj, Justin Evan Kung,
Aidan Julian Richardson, Tristan Edgar Van Beema,
John Walter Stokes Hassett, Stephanie Pena, Caitlin Louise Hills, Carlos Martin Diaz, Eric James Basile, William Onike Carson, Noah Isaac Ramage, Michelle Lucille Crowfeather, Jacob Samuel Gelber, Samuel Halpern Sugarman, May Ayoka Schultz, Junglin Luca Kang, Jiyi Lee, Esther Hiran Rowe, Mingyung Oh, Gunwoo Lee, Elizabeth Self, Zoe Levine, Deza Monet Robinson, Alora Ella Safran, Manuela Valeria Dos Santos, Maven Tobin, Meredith Dubry, Lavilia Symphora Hyacinthe, Eric Dallas Walker, Kendall Renee Smith, Christian Lundberg, Edward Soon Tang, Bo Yon Jiang, Jesus Perez, Wilson Ray Stam, Jeremy David Corin, Francesca Ravel Miliski, Jacqueline Angel Santos, Jeffrey Gortmaker, Daniel Evan Singer, Madeline Louise Martin, Raghav Bansal, Ethan Robert Grant, Aryan Ram,
Alfred E. Tsai, Kayla Maloney, Tanya Ricky Wu, Joshua Gabriel Kolb, Fatima Natalia Morales, Jessica Catherine Blick Slogan, Samuel Fitzgerald Purcell, Kai Shur, Sangyeon Lee, Anusha Panduri, Sarah Chorsey, Aisha Ann Agarwal, Raphael Schwab, Sanat Kapoor, Samantha Mia Mateo, Jake Michael Ate, Michael Lee Pinkham, Samir Robert Canning, Jeremy Feinberg, Joshua Ayon Kyo, Mason Marie Speta, Gregory Vartan Momjin, Martin Alexander Ridge, Caitlin Rose Collins Palmer, Rana Ermak Aksoy, Sarah Wong Pitts, Caitlin Nicole Fung, Brianna Ashley Cunningham, Angela Bature, Fozia Ahmed Osman, Erica Hui Ching Chan, Vivian Cheng, Jordan Neve Williams, Jose Antonio Prieta de Valdes y Orie III, Jennifer Ann Sluka, Giovanna Krauser Fitzgerald, Erica Lynn Glazer, Emerald Patricia Flora Smith, Caitlin Loftus, Lily Goddessman de Bodie, Daniel Joseph Merlau, Laura Emily Pena, Susanna Rachel Cohen, Sonia P. Perek, Margot Chrisberg, Celia Dune Frick, Jennifer Bella Shahar, Catherine Ann Rusterholtz, Kendall Nicole Kuntz, Samuel Elias Lakos, Maximilian Kane Martin, Bolanli Olakunbai Eroyiwun, Tristan Grant Stidham, Clement Gelly, David Biggio, William Grayson Snyder, Lauren Marie Diaz, Armando Jose Juan Leon Corral, Dylan Okabe Jaudet, Leora Balin, Sasha Nicole Zients, Saloni Jane, Carolyn M. Binder, Taylor Kate Mills, Rebecca Lillian Bard, Meredith Kalber, Daniel Schwartz, Sarah Jane Ricklin, Rachel Blumenthal, Cheryl Smerling, Eliana Bessler, Michaela Bernstein, Jason Lemon Eisner, Matthew Margolin Parker, Joshua Jesse Schwartz, David Joseph Pizer, Melissa Kaufman Gomez, Nadia Lynn Kerala, Paul Alexander Bloom, Sarah Diane DeChambeau Moscow, Sheila Diane Alexander, Molly Ingle, Raina Marie Roberts, Tessa Mellon, Samuel Adam Vogelis Balzac, Lillian Lindsay Renfro, Zachary Ross Weiss, Amanda Katha Weiss, Ariana Ray, Irene Pu Zhang, Alexander Richard Fabry, Eric Ho, Andrew Layden, Julia Kim Leff, Kaveri Sengupta, Yong Abraham Murray, John Gillis Davenport, Daniel Mark Radov, Ryan Madani, Cameron Howard Dempsey, Jack Allen Foster, Connor J. Fraser, Molly Zebker, Emily Adele Clifford, Emily Bajali Ball, Mingjian Hans Gao, Kenneth Lee, John Yang, Sherry Zhang, Yi Ning Shu, Xin Wang, Ming Xiao Chen, Kai Jae Kenneth Zhu,
Mariel Kelly Teague, Michaela Jane O'Connor, Alexander Scott Reynolds, Marshall Thomas Bozeman, Noah Mensch Tourette, Theodore Finkelstein, William Francis Kennick, James Zachary Warren, Wei Li, Yang Xiong, Terry Tianri Huang, Zachariah Rain Kalori, Sarah Ann Barone, Audrey Vardanega, Andrew J. Zola, Margaret Lee C. Liu, Sugal Sigal Sutter, Jeremy Douglas Sherman, Nancy Taylor Quinn, Amit Shumowitz, Brennan Michelo Branca, Andrew Vincenzo Luis Tinari, Luis Alberto Maldonado, Reese Desmond Williams, Samuel Heavenrich, Isaac Calvin, April Yun Su Cho, Savas Dimitrios Petridis, Amy Noel Hood, Matthew Gino Shin Bach, Nicholas Houston Hallock, Alexandre Diepedal, Janet Chen, Shannon S. Zhao, Aaron Robert Rodaikin, Doan Ho, David Louis Malouf, Jun Wen Deng, Anne Monique Pace, Jordan Mosley, Brandon Yu Chen Huang, Carla Marie Rodriguez Ortiz, Rosalind Raylan Ransaw, Andrew Ryan Baer, Tucker Clutie, Alistair Lightfoot Clements, Connor Daniel Coughlin, Colin Joel Keene, Jeffrey P. Lazar, Daniel David Cubbett, Jose Angel Solorio, Elizabeth Liu, Riley Jones, Shanique Vassell, Rochelle Jamila Wilburn, Kimson Faith Orakwe, Brianna Antonia Mays, Charisma Deande Price, Menalla El Sayed, Laura Joy Alston, Morgan Alicia Hughes, Tayona Engutter, Tiana Theodora Lino, Destiny Jahon Franklin, Ganiat Alakiu, Aisha Simisola Kuforiji, Zachary Hap Seligman Karen, Benjamin Jacob Ritz, Gianluigi De Falco, Kate Elizabeth Stanley, Jacqueline Gage King, Catherine Ilona West, Lena Green Glecker, Brittany Page Gibson, Alexandra Marinel Mobeca, Nicholas Papacena, Alvaro Biagio Rossi, Edmund Harrison Brose, Michael Crocito Kenny, Michael James Cuby, John Wilding, Sebastian Che, Maurice Friedlander Goldberg, Andrew Charles Pasquier, Samantha R. Williger, Canada Austin Choate, Graham David Gordon Johnson, Cynthia Vanessa Fabian, Nicholas Emery Kirsch, Andrew Masaki Shim, Carolyn Miller Joy, Elizabeth Judd, Madison Bentley Pollock, John Hunton, Matthew Ellis Panton, Sally Morgan Lindsay, Ana Sofia Calatrava, Ellie Catherine Dominguez, Antoine Garcenti, Syed Asif Nawaz Shah, Julian Victor Robles, Nathan Crawford Barash, Benjamin Moses Schneider, Daniel Eduardo Roan Ocampo, Max Potters Bernstein, Angeli Gabriela Duta, Philip Burnett, Henry Sarnoff Bram, Giulio Joseph Salerno, Jason Hammer Vaccaro,
Daniel Hammer Vaccaro, Annie Guo, Emily Shear, Benjamin Whitmore Hanser, Jordan Berkeley Brewington, Camilla Oliveira Hoff, Ezra Ugur, Aisha Erdwana, Petros Gougoris, Jonathan Stephen Fuhrer, Robert Aldana, Rachel Cayenne Ng, Ariel Coughlin, Lucas Zabotin, Maxime Sigailov, Cooper Reback Lynn, John Treadwell Merwin, Rebecca Lauren Monaghy, Sonia Gail Aparicio, Julie Moon, Haley Lucille Zovikian, Jillian Carling, Kaylee Nicole Askin, Maya Mackenzie Zundell, Allison Zoyer, Amanda Quirk, Jada Young, Michael Davenport Glendinning, Evan Taylor Clinton, Christian Padilla, Mia Beatriz Santiago, Virginia Fu, Gary Bahuguna, Siobhan Bimal Thakar, Chelsea Shea, Hosiana Lacrete, Felicia Wednesday Lopez Colorado, Alexander Obradovich, Kayla Elizabeth Neville, Colette Sultana, Joseph Milholland, Avinoam Joseph Stillman, Nathan Herschel Levine, Zane Hoshor Banzauli, Amber Autumn Sun, Richard Chang, Shannon Catherine Shipley, Alyssa Marie Rodia, Shelby Erin Unger, Joshua Kim, Scott Jia Hong Chen, Gary Shu, William Tae-Yong Kwan, Allison Shu, Jill Chow, Tanya Liu, Hannah Liu, Christopher Chu, Tarushan Pillay, Arjuna Sakwe Ande, J. Christian Fitzgerald, William Wenyu Tang, William Guo, Nathan Kim, William Schuyler Morn-Hinwig, Cameron Nizelek, Jackson Augustine Conway, Christian Pierce Conway, Gianmarco Rea, Mark Anthony Cieslak, Tyler James Kitokoski, Anna Isabel Fu, Christy Choi, Laura Tang, Eileen Shi-Ching Wong, Winston Yen-Win Lin, Lusa Zhang, Andrew Ling, David Hay Chen, Breton Allen Jervy, Aaron Shushani, Hamza Lulicki, Gigi Mane, Charlotte Lepek, Nicholas Elenoff, Zachary Joshua Burns, Anton Simbler, Aaliyah Maher Sama, Anne Sophie Louise Schmidt, Francesca Danielle Pulikarp, Tiffany May, Mariko Kanai, Jatati Verma, Laura Tutunikov, Daniel Romstrand Bergeson, Catherine Homa, Samuel Norman Klein Markman, Emilia Marie Alvarez Torres, Sarah Elena Martinez Sosa, Isabella Sant Andrew Bazo, Alana Marie Zalea Flores, Joseph Louis John Morris, Diego Rosette, Camilla Mercedes Susanna Vick, Amira Singh, Kyle Leonard Marshall, Lindsay Nicole Gonzalez, Carolyn Lee Kegel, Sophia Victoria Cantizano, Lindsay Jane Robertson, Egon Von Conway, Chelsea Jang, Yushu Han,
Robert Bickford, Matthew Jonah Taub, Joseph Edward Santia, Aaron Marvin Kennan, Dira Solina Homer, Maria Laura Balsazar, Martin Mora Montan, Carlos Salman Ruiz, Julian Armando Nebreda Bale, Emmeline Glinkis, Mary Elizabeth Constant, William V. Klassen, Samuel Walter Glick, Yifeng Shong, Yogi Hang Deng, Jing Yao Wang, Juliana Teresa Remark, Bryn Victoria Harris, Abigail Mary Porter, Julia Gabrielle Barash, Zoe Menon, Miranda Kate Litwak, Olivia Rose Berry, Kaylee Marie Peterson, Yeo Chu Cherry Poo, Catherine Schneiderman, Miguel Lopez de Alda, Marielle Gobobecker, Jackie Marie Lawson, Leopoldo Angulu, Jeremy Sabeo, Luis Sanchez, Gabriela Alyssa Reynoso, Amari R. Tankard, Vanessa Erica Anyanso, Caitlin H. Pett, Rebecca Groover, Taylor Marie Fogg, Marilyn Grace Minton, Alexandra Marina Diaz Alaman, Noel Nelson Wyman, Jing Q, Lindsay Hope Remark, Benjamin McBride Deal, Keenan James Piper, Jonah Hannig, Robert Anthony Napolitano, John Hastings Boyle, Julia Sanez Lordowi, Nicole Marie De Tomaso, Jude C. Adija Conta, Alexander Malik Curtis, Yu Yang Zhou, Grace Elizabeth Taylor, Noah Fusian Lartigue, Dominic James Fachola, Haley Brooke Mendelson, Camille Houle, Devin Towell, Natalie Tanner, Sydney Quinn Siegel, Daisy Ann Chose, Sarah Albright Gerbach, Kenza Benbrahim, Orion Stone, Zoe Eliza Jacobs, Cameron Robert McGinnis, Flavia Lagnato, Catalina Picato, Aiden Slavin, Jeremy Bennett Staub, Irena Sofia Garcia Banucci, Brayna Barker, Anna Barbara Williams, Pega Kamrani, Henna Rustami, Samantha Seiler, Georgia Ann Tuttle, Sarah Marie Burke, Max Pasternak Norris, Kate Sigdell, Payer Tracy Shen, Nia Brown, Irina Tevleva, William Jess Laird, Eliza Barry Callahan, Olivia Cecile Harrison, David Alexander Hoffman, Brittany Danielle Wade, Ronald Derek Busby Jr., Alexander Fremantle, John Paul Baisley, Brianna Kathleen Lenahan, Erica Megan Johnson, Christina Elizabeth Mayfurl, Alex Omar Longoria, Isa Turiana Barry Rose, Andy Truelove, Max Ian Feist, Miranda Lee, Ava Mint, Evan Siegel, Mark Pietro Giancomo, Serena Reina Pereira, Carolyn Chiwen Ho, Hidi Yubo Han, Dylan Olivia Huzecker, Adam Joshua Shapiro, Zachary Kent, Matthew Forrest, Evan Garnick, Michael Alexander Zaks,
Betsy Bixie Lynn, Tiffany Oldmuke Ogunpipe, Tanya Amolta Ogunpipe, Andreas Garcia, Annalisa Mesa Johansson, Miranda Rakelian, Mari Amanda Funabashi, Marina Rebecca Chan, Aram Alex Avensas, Carol Coelho, Madeline Polanco, Veronica Handonge, Serena Doreen Broston, Alice Lily Song, Jasleen Garcia, Annette Emerit Finnegan, Marley Naomi Marias, Lauren Ryoko Fukumoto, Allison H. Chang, Tanvi Buxar, Danielle Jean Kleins, Peter Winston Hopper, Andrew Asensio, Meredith Parsons Hilton, Devin Claire Roper, Victoria Leanne Oliver, Larissa Ann McPhee, Carolyn Alice Gallagher, Aria Rose Talkov, Maggie Linan DeVilger, Sarah Joyce Ruzi, Kyle Matthew Bartleman, Danny Kim, Oh-Song Kwan, Alan Shin, Elliot Xu. Juan Wu Choi. Joshua Jevin Saker. Richard Greer Soper. Brian Sarfo. Ryan Marissa Batras. Garrett Christopher Roberts. Nicholas Francesco Erickson. Shane Michael Adams. Ryan McCoy Marks. Bruce Lee Guao. Karina Melendez. Seth Simon Davis. Katie Julia Jung. Jennifer Chan. Mark Keenan Gorthree. Alex Nguyen. Rebecca A. Raub. Charlene Francois. Anne Lori White. Fainan Lakeisha. Logan William Erickson. Harry Stephen Scott. Eric Alexander Guardiola. Gregory Charles Duchard. Ethan Daniel. Hudson Kuras. Alex Jastrub. Jasmine Natalie Mercedes. Thomas Leon Arbuckle II. Aaron Tyler Kane. Ruan Anil Kutau. Daniel Etchickson. Sophie Rupal Wilowski. Elena Shanti Sulak Shana. Daniel Bard. Kata Nizra Kachuvka.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Columbia College class of 2017. We will close these Class Day exercises with a singing of Sans Souci and Roar Lion Roar, led by the Clefhangers. We invite you to sing along. The lyrics may be found in your programs. Clefhangers.
What if tomorrow brings sorrow or anything other than joy? What if the wind chill, rainstorm or summer's thrill?
Tomorrow's the future, still this is today. Tomorrow's the future, still this is today. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, dum-dum-dum, when the bold teams of old wore the blue and white. Deeds of fame made their name here at Old Columbia. Nowadays we can praise fighting teams again. Hear the lion roar his pride, while the men of Morningside follow the blue and white to victory. Roar, ba-da-ba-ba, L-I-O, and roar, ba-da-ba-ba, and wake the echoes of the Hudson Valley. Fight on to victory evermore, while the sons of Knickerbocker rally round Columbia. Columbia, shouting her name forever. Roar, ba-da-ba-ba, L-I-O, and roar, ba-da-ba-ba, her alma mater on the Hudson shore. Roar.
Thank you, Clefhangers! Our celebrations continue beyond this event. University commencement takes place tomorrow, and that evening, the Empire State Building will be illuminated in Columbia Blue 292. as a special tribute to you, our new graduates. As we bring this celebration to a close, I ask that you remain in your seats until the stage recessional has concluded. But first, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you our newest alumni, the Columbia College class of 2017.